What's going on? You already know what it is. You have found yourself on Chicago Bears Central, hosted by me, C-Dubb, and Bobby of the Cognac Boys. We're going to get into some topics today. We're going to be talking about the addition of Ryan Bates and what that does to this O-line, and if it's going to be enough to protect Justin Fields in the way that we hope to see in the 2022 season. We'll also be talking about how important is the running game going to be to the Bears' overall success this season, what positions are still of need, and then we'll talk about Eberflus trying to change the culture and bringing in some Bears legends and seeing what that does to the culture. We'll get into all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
What's going on, fellas, man? We got some stuff to talk about. Our Bears listen, I dropped a little video because I really just wanted to talk about it. I'm really starting to come around to what Poles is doing with this Bears team. I think I'm starting to see the vision. We haven't had still no major signings so far. Where are you guys sitting right now with the moves that the Bears have made so far?
I'm still kind of. You said that you starting to realize what's going on with Poles. I'm still not. If anything, he's just still being close to Vesey, being real conservative with his money. It's still a wait and see with all the players that he got. It's really no big splash, but I'm eager to see what's going on, though. Most definitely.
Man, I'm liking it. I'm liking the position, not to rush into things, but have calculated decisions. I think that he's doing a pretty good job so far, but we want to see how it panned out before we say he's actually doing good or bad. But I definitely think going after Ryan Bates right now is pretty good, and I'm glad he did not get thirsty and overpay for a wide receiver, because there is no way I want 5 draft picks for Tyreek Hill, and then you pay him $30 million. I love the talent, but that's just way too much for what I want for the Chicago Bears. So,
yeah, and I mean, we'll see what he does with that wide receiver. I'm sure we'll talk about that in the top where we talk about what other positions are still of need. Now, with the addition of Ryan Bates, unless the Bills match, which they still could, we may be a little bit premature talking about this. As far as the offensive line, if the deal goes through, Ryan Bates does become a Chicago Bear. Do you think that that's enough on that offensive line to give Justin Fields the protection he needs?
I would say it's going to be better than last year. I think anything can be better than shit. So I'm definitely thinking it's going to be better than last year. We got some names on the line now. You got Bates. Some more guys. Who else is on this line? Cody Whitehair is pretty good. I don't know. He still was a part of that bullshit from last year. So we got some names, though. So let's see what happens. Let's see what goes on. But we definitely need to protect that bread, baby. We need to protect that money.
Yeah, that was I think Ryan Bates definitely would be a good addition, man. Like, he's still young, only 25 years old. I believe he didn't give up any sacks last year, and he was only penalized once all of last season for the games that he did starting in. And man, we need to see what we got. We definitely adding on to Ryan Bates, Cody Whitehair, Tevin Jenkins. We don't even know what he can do, because I ain't gonna keep talking about him, but we don't even know what he can do. We Larry Borum, for what I'm hearing, Ryan Poles is not too fond of him, but the pickup from Green Bay, that seems like it was pretty good. He's saying all the right stuff, but at this point, Chicago Bears fans, we don't want to hear words. We need action.
Action, baby.
That is a fact. All about that action. And
yes.
The thing that, so when I say too that I'm starting to see what Poles is doing, with protecting the money, definitely. I think we've all seen. We knew he was going to be protecting the money for next season. We knew that very early on. But I think like seeing him go after kind of reminds me of, and this comparison may not hit exactly as hard, but this is kind of where my mind's going with it. You remember when the offseason in the Bulls, they missed on the Wade, they missed on Bosh, they missed on LeBron. They signed Carlos Boozer, who was a semi big name at that point, but then they used the rest of that money to really build a bench mob that was great, right? But nobody was huge names, and definitely. I think that Poles is building a front line, and he's bringing in players that if they do, because like Pringle, everything that I've seen from Pringle, every interview, every highlight has made me really come along to say, hey, he may not be a one, but he's going to be a hell of a weapon for Justin Fields.
I agree with that. And also, You may be right because I think he's building this team in a resemblance to the Colts of last year.
That's a good
Don't
point.
nobody know who the hell was playing for the Colts last year, but they played their asses off. I don't think they made the playoffs last year. They just barely made it, but they was something you was going to have to deal with when you faced them off on the field. So I'm still eager to see. Let's just see. Let's see.
Yeah. So, I like the way that he builded. Just real quick, I like the way that he building because he mentioned that he wants to build up the trenches first. If you know nobody know that, that's your offensive line and your defensive line, and I believe that's where you make your money at. Because despite the Colts not making it to the playoffs last year, they still had arguably the best offensive line. So that's just a start. Quick thing.
And I mean, as far as setting a foundation, if you can get, like you said, that trenches, if you can get the O line, D line correct, and then you still got $118 million in cap space they'll have next year. Like if you have those two things locked in, and you can go in and add more receivers, you can go in and come in and do some of your defensive backs, some of the things that you need bigger names at. I would say, like I said, I think I said this on the video that I did, we may not really be able to judge this offseason until we see what he does with the money next offseason.
Facts.
So,
yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah. But to get into the next one, a lot of conversations have been around Justin Fields, the passing game, the protection he needs, the weapons he needs on from wide receivers and tight end stuff like that. Even bringing in a fullback that we've all said that when we talked about it, may be somebody who's like option when everything breaks down for Fields to dump it off to. But we haven't really talked much about the running game, not since we started this show. How important do you think the running game is going to be to the success that the Bears have next season?
Oh man, the running game is going to be one of the most important things to keep Justin Fields upright and healthy for next year. If you do not have a running game for a young quarterback, you're just sitting him out there for a firing squad. Just call it what it is. You're going to kill your young quarterbacks physically and mentally because he's going to be scared. He's going to be scared to shoot out there. He's worried about somebody coming around the corner and knocking his head off. So this running game, man, we got the perfect guy. Montgomery is a beast of a running back. So I'm hoping they lean more to the running back. Not too much. I like a 60-40 split. 55-40. I don't know. But let's just mix and match it and make it, good for Justin Fields.
When I hear them speak on that, I think of the 49ers, simply because the 49ers, they always smack the Green Bay Packers at the right time. And why? It's the running game. Jimmy Garoppolo is a game manager. I think Justin Fields has potential to be more than that, but the starting foundation should be that running game. So you can go ahead and you can dominate time of possession and you can wear down defenses, and then Justin Fields can do what he do down the field with all those speed receivers that they trying to get for him. So I think I look at
that. Nephew, let me ask you a question. You good with Justin Fields being a game manager this upcoming year?
This upcoming year?
Yeah.
As long as you see progression. But I don't want him going into games to where he just throwing one pass. No way.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing that. We need to let him manage the game, probably get in some tough situations, and then see how he executes in those tough moments. But we don't definitely want to limit him because then that can hold him back as well. But you want to give him something where he can work with to where he can, dominate a little bit and then take the back seat and then still have his team help with time of possession. Because you don't want the man getting killed. You got to have a balance on that offensively, and especially when it comes down to the playoffs. That's what matters. We're not saying that as next year, but that's just for the future.
That makes sense. Bobby be preaching on this podcast. Bobby be preaching. There's several times when we have these episodes where Bobby get done talking, I just be like, you know what? I got nothing left to say. Like,
hey, football is my thing. And C-Dubb, that's basketball is his thing. But football, I grew up playing it, talk about it. That's my baby right there.
That's my baby.
That's fair. All right. So before we move on, the running game, Montgomery, he's in the last year of his rookie deal. We talk about cap space a lot.
Oh, shit.
How much of the cap space is Montgomery? Because you have to think, they have to keep, like, if they let Montgomery walk, I'm going to be. You thought I was hot about the Khalil Mack trade? I
Come
am
on now.
going to go the fuck off. So how much of that? What do we think Montgomery's going to get as far as contract wise next season?
I think he's gonna get what he deserves. That's not over obliviate what this guy is. He is very good, but I don't think he's an elite running back right now. So we're not gonna overpay for him, but I for damn sure don't want to lose him. So I think it'll be a fair amount we can get for him, and we'll still have enough money left over to get some more assets. So yeah, whatever we got to do to keep that guy.
You definitely don't give him Le'Veon Bell money, because I
No.
think he was getting upward.
No.
He was getting upward of $20 million. So if you can get Montgomery in, maybe that 13 to 18 million a year range, I'll be fair with that. But Bears do not come in and lowball this man and disrespect him.
Yeah, don't disrespect him.
Don't go in and be disrespectful. For real.
I really hope they don't even try. If anything, I would not be mad if they work in most of his money as a signing bonus to trying to keep that yearly salary down. But they got to pay him. Period.
They got to.
They got to. If they don't pay him, there's an issue. They got to pay. Pay the man. Pose, if you're watching this, pay the man. Work that into your plan. Pay the man. All right, let's move on. So, C-Dubb, in our conversation, you brought up a good topic. What are some of the positions of most need? And then who are going to be some of the answers for that? I'll let you start this one off. What do you think the positions of need are for us?
Okay, when I brought this subject up, I was thinking, like, what do we need and what is our most relevant position that we need to do some business on? Sorry about the language, guys. I was CPS. Just don't blame me saying CPS. First, I'm going to go with the wide receiver, and I got two choices, guys. I like this kid, Alvin Austin's, this draft pick from the Milk. Calvin Austin III from the Memphis Tigers. They say he's just like Darnell Mooney. That's his that's the guy that they remind him of. And he's 5'8". He run track, but he's a great football player. So he's not a track star who plays football. He's a great football player who runs track. I like that. And then for a second one, if you want another wide receiver, Julio Jones is out there, and you won't pay him a lot. Pay him $9-10 million. He didn't have a good year last year, so I think he'll be a great addition for Justin Fields. One more for safety. I like this kid, Lewis Cine, in the University of Georgia, to pair up with Eddie Jackson. That'll be all we need for that back half of that defense. And I think he fit in. He's a great hitter. He's always around the ball. He can even line up in the box, and he shuts people down. They go backwards when he hits them. So look out for that. Lewis Cine.
For sure. So I like your picks, but I got a bone to pick with you, my dog.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't think that the Chicago, if you can get Austin in later rounds, you take him.
Yes.
But the Chicago Bears need size. So my pick will be Christian Watson, wide receiver. The man got the skill, goddamn. Look, the Green Bay Packers gonna be on the look. Hey, y'all know I talk about the Green Bay Packers a lot because I want to beat them. If you don't want to beat them, you ain't no Bears fan. But that's besides the point. But go ahead and get that man, and don't let nobody steal him from y'all. And then y'all make sure y'all have a good backup. Then y'all go get that boy Jalen Smith, that linebacker. Look. We need to shore up that stuff. Look, if you can go ahead and I think they still got Buddy that played next to Jackson last year. So that you don't have to rush into that. Then man, just get you a wide out. You need some size. So don't go get no small guy. Not with that first second round pick. You want to get you some size, and then you got to get somebody to pair next to Roquan. You got to.
Okay. I got two people that I'm bringing up. One is already a free agent signing he would be, and then the other one is draft. And Tavion Young, cornerback.
Okay.
Cornerback. 5'9", 185 pounds, but he's 28 years old. He doesn't look to be somebody who's going to garner a lot of money, but I think he is somebody that can definitely help this Chicago Bears team. So he's kind of one that I'm zeroed in on, mainly because I'm trying to think trying to get my mind in the mind of Ryan Poles. He's not going to spend a lot of money. That's the type of
You
person
already know.
that he go after.
You already know.
So Tavion Young is definitely one. And then with the draft, I was really high on Watson for a long time. And not to say Watson is still be my number one. I just don't think he's going to be on the board when we draft.
Man,
I don't know if it's me convincing myself. I don't know if it's letting the media convince me. But Chris Olave, who already played with Fields, I'm working myself.
He might not be on the board either. But man,
he may not be
fantastic, man.
But I like the fact that he already has that chemistry with Fields. The fact he's 6'1", 187 pounds, quick with size, not probably not as much size as Bobby wants to see us add, but some size there. There's something about this kid, and hearing him, I saw an interview with him the other day, and just how he talked, it reminded me of like that. Like there's a star underneath there, and we need personalities as well on this.
Oh, definitely.
Man. And so I think that I really like this Olave kid.
Me too.
Okay. I got to do my research. Olave.
Yeah,
okay.
That man. Yeah, he's solid. He's solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that we haven't talked about. So clearly, Nick Foles is on the board now. Do you think that are we going to get anything for Foles, or is eventually just going to have to be a cut?
I think we try to get what we can get. But if we can't get anything, cut his ass.
Listen, I take a 7th round pick in 2025.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Give me a 6th rounder for 2 years from now. For real.
He said a 7th round in 2025.
For real. Hey, I take it too. Come on now. Give us 7.
Man. Listen, I think it was the first time recording together where I was like, he got to go. Like Listen, I feel like Nick Foles, how I felt about Alfonso McKinney on the Bulls, and y'all knew how much I hated that kid. Foles gotta go, man.
Hey, man.
Gotta go.
Let's be real about Nick Foles, man. He had his little splash in the Super Bowl, but he's really not it. I think he just got a one game where he's good, and then like I don't know what's wrong with Nick Foles, man.
He don't need to be in Chicago. That's what it is.
Perfect way to put it, baby. Perfect way to put it. For real. Man.
But let's get into our last topic for today. And this is one that I didn't even hear about before Bobby brought it up. Then I saw it. Eberflus is contacting former Bears players to help improve the culture around here. Bobby, you had a great point in this. The fact that, a lot of older Bears players or former Bears players have kind of been shunned by the shun may be too strong of a word, but they've been on the outs with the franchise. Bringing those guys back in to change the culture, to help bring about winning is huge to me. You made the point, so Bobby, I'm gonna bring this topic to you, man.
Man, to hear that is phenomenal for the Chicago Bears. We're one of the story franchises in the NFL, but why the hell we always got turmoil?
Yeah,
Miss Virginia, I respect my elders, but you got to get it right. Come on, baby. Look, bringing those players in who had the experience, who went to a Super Bowl, couldn't finish the job, but they know what it takes to win. Plus, you got players like Matt Forte, who was a running back, by the way, who y'all failed to pay, and y'all sent them off to the Jets and did my guy bogus. But that's besides the point. Man, but y'all Peanut Tillman, Brian Urlacher, Lance Briggs, Olin Cruz, Alex Brown, most of those players, they do a post game after every game, and they do a phenomenal job. So just build this culture. We need to live up to our storied name, and we don't need no turmoil around us. We need to be positive, and we need to build. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really that we need advice from winners. We want to be around winners, and these guys, Briggs, Urlacher, Peanut, etc. Those guys was winners. Devin Hester, winner. They can't do nothing but help this young team, because our team is going to be they're going to be young. So those veterans, they're not too far off. They're not like a Dick Buck is. They ain't that far off in generational wise. They're not too far off. So they'll be understand these young guys that's going to be playing and looking for information and tips. And they can communicate with these guys. I definitely agree. We need to reach out to more of these Chicago Bears legends, but not too far. That's not getting no 85 Bears.
No,
that's not them.
Yeah, it has to be recent, right? Because there has to be somebody who can connect with this young core that we have. I think that is very important. Even Tillman is kind of pushing it a little bit.
Yes,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Now, out of any of these Bears, and this is just a random question, Peanut Tillman, Lance Briggs, Urlacher, they're the three that we know have either been reached out to or have come. Do you see any three of those ever joining the coaching staff?
I
If
would
I had to pick
have
one,
to.
it'll be Tillman. I think I can see
Yeah,
Tillman.
I'm with you on that one.
I
I
can see Tillman becoming the coach.
I'll go different. I think Lance Briggs.
Okay.
I like his perspective on defense when I watch him on his little show he does. I think he'll be a great coach. I think that'll happen soon too. I like Lance Briggs.
Okay.
I like both picks. Honestly, I like both picks. I'm gonna lean towards Peanut Tillman just a little bit more, just because defensive backs. I just think it'll be pretty good. Just come in and get him some help, teach the defensive backs the proper way to do things. And then what's you can't go wrong with adding a peanut punch to the tackle. So
yes, sir.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw an interview. I forgot what podcast it was. The Brian Urlacher recently, and I can tell you this wholeheartedly. Brian Urlacher, I don't even know if he watches football anymore. He really just seems like he is out there living his life. He don't give no dams. He seems like he's been stressed. Like for the last 5 years of this franchise stressed him the hell out. So I don't know about Urlacher, but the thing with Briggs too is that Lance Briggs I can absolutely see being an assistant somewhere, because he's passionate about to this day. If you see Lance Briggs, dude, he loves football. So
yeah, man, it looks like he want to get out there and play when he out there doing his show. He want to go out there and play.
Absolutely,
man. You know how much I love Lance Briggs, man. Bro, I love him more than Brian Urlacher, man. I'm sorry to tell you.
Brian Urlacher got it done, but Briggs was the personality. Like Briggs was just like it was. Lance Briggs was a monster. The fact that nobody that big should have been that fast after.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
Let me ask y'all a quick goofy question. Who was faster, Briggs or Urlacher?
Briggs by far.
Briggs.
Yeah,
Urlacher was pretty fast though. The Urlacher was pretty fast.
He was
a young Urlacher.
He was a beast.
Fast. But I think as Urlacher put on more muscle, he got slower. Whereas Briggs put on more muscle and he kept that damn speed. Like
I agree with that.
Yeah, like I used to watch Lance Briggs playing. I'd be like, "There's no way in hell that man." like for real, fam. Like I don't understand it, man. And like Lance Briggs was he was the epitome of the Bears like don't get me wrong, Brian Urlacher was the heart of that Bears defense, but Briggs was it was kind of like the combination of like how Joe was the heart of the team, right? Joe Noah was the heart of that Bulls team, even though Derek was the best player.
Absolutely.
Urlacher was the better linebacker, but Briggs was the heart of that defense.
Man, come on now.
Absolutely. I want to say Charles Tillman,
for sure.
Could you say he was a heart of the team too?
I
think he made the most plays, like the most splash plays.
At least the most highlights, because
I told y'all them, man.
Yeah, and it's so funny because you rarely hear Tillman come up in like conversations outside of like from Bears fans or Bears content creators or whatever else. I really do think, listen, Tillman had an amazing career.
Oh,
agreed.
Yeah. He should be a Hall of Famer. Yes, if that's where you're going. Absolutely. Tillman.
Agreed.
Yeah. And you guys know I love players that never played for no, I take that back. He finished his
just
career
one
with the
year.
Panthers, didn't he?
One year
with the Panthers. Yeah, so yeah. Tillman was a monster. Man.
I just remember him snatching the ball from Randy Moss in the end zone.
Oh,
yes. That's when Randy was with Minnesota. That was when he was a beast all his career, but he snatched it from Randy. For the game point.
38 interceptions for his career.
Yes,
man. Like that. And everyone, like, oh, come on. Tillman was a monster, man.
Yes, sir.
Put some respect on that man's name.
For real,
they got to, man. They got to. Yeah. I respect you, Peanut. Just know that.
Bears legends. Bears legends, man.
Let's get it,
baby. You gotta love the legends of this team, man. But that's it for us for today. You guys got anything left?
I ain't got nothing. Y'all make sure y'all buckle in with the Cognac Gang on all social media platforms and tune in every time we come on for Chicago Bears Central with our boy CEO Haize. That's his ticker on Twitter and all the other platforms. Check him out.
Hey, y'all better be in tune because y'all tweaking if y'all ain't watching. So next show, man, I expect to see y'all on here, man. I'm reading all the comments, all that, man. Come on, check in.
Hey, the last week has been popping on Chicago Bears
Yeah,
Central, which
it
is
has.
crazy. And the fact that it's been a fairly quiet free agency and the channel's growing already what it is has been wild. I can't wait till the season starts.
Yeah, we
Let's get it,
appreciate
baby.
y'all. We appreciate you guys, man, for tuning in and following us on this show. We just gonna promise to bring y'all great content. It ain't nothing really happening right now. We doing the best that we could. It's still bussing. I'm sorry, that's a Chicago slang. That means it's good. But look, we got some stuff coming for y'all, man. Y'all been staying tuned.
Definitely. Well, that has been it. Make sure you follow us all at Shy Bear Central. I need to get the Instagram up. People have been asking for it. You can send us any questions. If you got any topics you want to hear us talk about, you can do that at chicagobearcentral@gmail.com. But otherwise, that is it for us. We will see you guys. If news drop, we drop. That's the way that it rolls. So if there's news dropping, know that a Chicago Bears Central episode is coming very shortly thereafter. We try to get it out the next day or so. So there you
Yes,
go.
sir.
Oh,
There you guys go.
You know it.
Well, all right, fam. We are out this week, man. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.